Nas did not write that verse for Jim. That was a straight shot Jim got hit with. And y'all made it seem like that was for Nas. That was for Jim. Nas wasn't dissing Jim. And the reason why he changed it, because he knew that at the end of the day, damn, Chef, I gave you these verses months ago, and now all this shit is popping up, which at the end of the day, he not standing on it because he's in another zone. He trying to get money. He doing this, he doing that. You know, Jim said what he said, and the fans responded, and that was that. Nas is all the way on the other side somewhere, not even paying attention to it that deep. He's not getting caught up in that. And now all of a sudden, when I'm getting ready to drop my album, Nas hits me and say, yo, Chef, I'm going to do another verse, my nigga, because I don't know, for some reason, I think that this rhyme right here is going to make niggas feel like I'm dissing Jim, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? This rhyme I made way before all this shit even came up. And this is real shit, y'all. I don't gotta fucking lie to y'all niggas, man. I promise y'all niggas, he wasn't dissing Jim. This ain't no diss record. And if it was a diss record, why would he put it on my record? Because guess what? I fuck with Jim. He know I fuck with Jim. So I ain't getting in nobody beef. If it was a beef, it's no beef. So y'all took whatever that rhyme was that leaked, because I guess it leaked from somewhere. It didn't leak from us. But yo, that wasn't for Jim. Nas was rhyming like that because the beat made him rhyme like that.
Hey, yo, Eeze.
Yo, what's the deal, fam? It's your man Eeze out here in that morning walk again. Hope everybody's doing well. What we talking about today? We're talking about Raekwon and its explanation or over-explaining of the Omertà unreleased verse concerning Nas, Jim Jones, which is featured on his new album, or was featured on his new album, Emperor's New Clothes. My opinion, totally unnecessary. Why? I'm all for clarification, but we gotta understand something, man. A dude like Nas is a writer, a layered writer, meaning that he can write something and one line could apply to 3 or 4 different subjects, 3 or 4 different people, you know? Just think of some of his earlier work. In regards to the Jim Jones joint, Second Childhood, 2 decades later, somehow fits him. Slow it down, fits him to a T. And even during that unreleased verse, unreleased because it's released, even during that verse, the first draft, what did he say? If the shoe fits, right? So that goes back to my original point. If the shoe fits, if you're a layered writer and I write something in 2023 and it applies to somebody in 2027, do I really have to apologize for that? Do I really have to even explain it or even give a thought process concerning it? No, because it's gonna create a horrible precedent where people going in the booth and gonna start, well, they've been doing this for a while, censoring themselves. So I can't say this, I can't say that, because such and such may feel away, but I'm not even talking about such and such. So I don't think that Raekwon has to be in a position where he's over-explaining himself on IG Live. Considering that those IG Lives should have been for the promotion of the album leading up to it. Now, the promotion you've decided to put forth is being chopped up into sound bites, and it's just addressing one verse that's not even on the album anymore. That's the thing with music, like it's already out there. Why you guys even explaining that? And this whole notion that, you know, I wouldn't allow, or Raekwon stated, that he's cool with both Nas and Jim Jones. Nas is over there getting money. Even that explanation doesn't even make any sense. Why? Because Nas was getting to his bag when he wrote that verse as well, right? So, I don't understand it, man. I really don't. I'm all for maturity. We don't want nobody beefing and acting a fool, but when you start over-explaining yourself for simple things, people been throwing subliminals at each other for years. Now all of a sudden, we're not allowing it on my track, and it's not gonna change anything. People are going to believe that this is directed at Jim because you've brought it more to the forefront. because it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. And even on that type of time, Nas called him and said that he's gonna swap out the verses because people are gonna think he's talking about Jim Jones, and you know, Jim Jones is his man. We get all of that, and he wouldn't allow anyone to diss another dude on his track. He's not having that. But here's the thing, you didn't even think of it being a diss until Nas brought it to your attention. So this whole notion that you wouldn't have allowed it, you didn't even know. If that was the case, you didn't even know because you didn't even pay attention to it. So it's like, this is what happens when you start over-explaining yourself. It's pointless, it's hip hop. Why are we making this something that it doesn't have to be? And it sounds like it puts everybody in, not in a bad position, but you said Nas called you and said he's gonna swap it out. And then in my mind, it sounds like because you cool with Jimmy and them, somebody probably called you to check the temperature, like it's weird and it's turning into something that it didn't need to be. It's an unreleased verse. It's not even on the album. It's literally not on the album. So the fact that you have to over-explain yourself is, it is what it is. Like, this is what you elected to do, but it really doesn't make sense because it kind of is not gonna make the situation better, because now you're gonna get people who are gonna really tee in or focusing on Nas's writing ability. Like, yo, he's prophetic. If the shoe fits, how does this apply to Jim now? And he wasn't even thinking about him, or second childhood applied to him 2 decades prior. And you're allowing these people to put you on a defensive, verbally stating that, yo, why I gotta lie? That's what happens when you start over-explaining or trying to tell your side of the story or trying to sway people. You get put in those positions, you know? Like, I just think that it's totally unnecessary. The album, I don't know how it's doing as far as numbers go, but the talk of the town is there. And all you did was highlight that verse even more. And the whole thing about, you said that that record wasn't leaked from your camp. Who leaked it then? Who had it? And who put it out there? That's the question too. I don't know, man. I don't know. I absolutely love layered writing and direct subliminal messages. And I think Nas saying if the shoe fits is a perfect line, because that's what writing is all about. Or even reading, when somebody introduces you to a book, something touched them, right, in such a way that it still resonates and they want to put you on, right? Doesn't matter if it was written by James Baldwin or if it was written by Toni Morrison or if it was written by William Jelani Cobb. It doesn't matter. Quality writing is quality writing. And it is evergreen, meaning that it's not exclusive to one era or one time period. And that's what you get with gifted dudes like Nas. So imagine if he had to go back retroactively and explain all the things that he said that apply to today. We'll be here forever. So I don't understand why Raekwon even decided to explain that verse if it's not on the album. It's unreleased, right? Unreleased. So that's just my 2 cents on it. I think it's gonna magnify and highlight the verse even more. And it kind of adds to the legend of Nas. Like, yo, this dude is really ahead of his time with this writing joint. But my question to you, I know he said it, but this doesn't sound right, because I don't see Nas and Ray having a relationship where he's repeating things that Nas said. I'm starting to believe that he's cool with Jim, and he received a phone call from that camp checking the temperature. But I'm a supporter of hip hop, lover of the genre. I love the sport of it all. I didn't think this was going to turn into anything outlandish, because dudes is a half a century years old. But the fact that Raekwon the chef has to explain himself about a verse with subliminals, no one's name was stated, I think is rather lame. But here we are. About to finish up my walk, man. Hope you all have a great, glorious day. Stay focused. Hope your family's doing well. And go get yours. See ya.